back to my channel. I'm Sugar with Sugar in the Attic Homestead, and we are reviewing the Woman's Day 1960s magazine. Today I'm going to be going over some of the ads that they had in this magazine. Not all of them, but just some of them. So let's start with the very first ad that they put in the magazine. It's a full page black and white ad, but there are a few things that are printed in color. This talks about picky eaters, your children being picky eaters, and does it measure, do their nutritional needs measure up to the government yardstick? Now, what is a government yardstick for daily nutrition? I don't know. It says U.S. Department of Agriculture Daily Nutrition Yardstick in quotes. And it lists 2 to 4 cups of milk, certain servings of this. Well, I'm back. I'm sorry. Liza is ready for her filming session, and she did not realize that I was not finished. So, again, government yardstick for nutrition. Okay. And then it says in bright red letters, if not, they risk vitamin shortages that could lead to illness. In bright red. Okay, now this is an ad for a company. Again, I'm not knocking this ad, and I'm not knocking the company, because it's very smart the way they did this. Everything is just plain black and white. And then they have their product down here in red also. So your eye will go to the print and then the product. So it looks like if you take 1-a-day vitamins, it's going to supplement, which it will, supplement your children's nutritional needs if they don't eat everything they're supposed to. Sometimes they were picky eaters, sometimes they weren't. The next one, and it's by Gerber, and this is just for meats. And it has a small ad, again, just black and white. Now, on the page on facing that, it has another ad, but it's a full page ad. And it talks about Gerber baby food. So that's a smart thing to do in marketing. A taste of life for your little one. Many people, mothers, made their own baby food. When my children were growing up, I made their own baby food. And it was not in the 60s. The next thing that people might remember, or they might not, I had a different brand of encyclopedia, and this was a reference book set. This is called the Book of Knowledge, and it was a whole set. Now, I remember my mother going, someone came by, it was not a traveling salesman, but a door-to-door salesman, and they talked to her and showed her the set and everything else, and you could buy one volume at a time, like one a month. The purpose of that was that kids were actually supposed to sit down and read these things. I did. I used to go in our formal living room. That's where the encyclopedia set was. And I pulled out one volume of that encyclopedia, and I sat for hours just reading the encyclopedia. We didn't watch TV that much. I think once a week we watched Wonderful World of Disney or something, one thing, and that was it. We were always outside doing things. Now, this is called the Book of Knowledge, and also you could be sent a free catalog booklet, free booklet, and you could get the Magic Carpet book, the miniature, so it was a small book. But you could order these, and you could say, okay, there are X amount of people in our family and the ages, but you could buy the set all at once. It does not tell the price. You could buy the set all at once, or you could buy it monthly. And again, my mother bought it monthly, and I was so excited every time one of those books would show up. I got to open it up, I got to read it, and I got to put it on the shelf and organize it. And it came in order, all the way from A to Z. So it was great. This is something that's still around. Upset stomach? Take Alka Seltzer. Again, this video is not sponsored by any of these products. I wish they were. I wish it was, but it's not. So they had Again, no color on it. Color was very expensive. Now, this next ad is color. We still have this in our stores. Scott tissue. I don't think it looks like this anymore. It just comes in a multi-pack. It might come in an individual pack. But you see, there's just a dash of color on there to get your attention. Like Scott tissue. Well, that's what you're going to remember. You're probably not going to read the rest, but you remember everything that's in color because it's eye-catching. I still buy Scott tissue. I remember my grandparents bought Scott tissue, and that's the only tissue they would buy. I'm not sure how many choices they had, but Scott tissue was what they bought. This is something I've never heard of. Maybe it's part of Dial, but this is called Princess Dial. This is a ladies' magazine, and maybe it was for ladies because it says has moisturizing cream in the soap. So that would be for ladies. I'm going through trying to find some other ads. Now here's one, and this is near and dear to my heart because my father worked for Southwestern Bell, the Bell telephone system. And this is an ad for Southwestern Bell. It's a 2-page ad. Well, it's kind of a strange ad. It's a 1.5-page ad. Here's the first part of the ad, and it's a phone, AM. Then it moves over and it says PM. Now, very good marketing because AM is vertical, so you would be standing up. PM is horizontal, you'd be laying down. And that's the way the phones were. This blue phone is a Princess phone. I had the first Princess phone in our town, and it was it was pink. And I will never forget that. I wish I still had it. Because my father worked for Southwestern Bell, he got the first pink Princess phone and brought it home to me. And I was very, very young. But this is an ad for, it says, extension phones save time and steps around the clock. So it didn't matter where you were in your home. You could have a phone very near to you on a table, on the wall. Since my father did work at Southwestern Bell, we had a phone in every room except the bathroom. We even had a phone in the garage because the laundry area was in the garage, and if my mother was doing laundry, then the phone rang, she heard it, and she could pick it up. Well, these are just some of the ads in the magazine. The next video, I will go through another section of this magazine. I hope you're finding this kind of funny and a step back in time. Remember the good old days. If you're not old enough to remember these days, where there was a phone on the wall, or it was a rotary dial phone. If you'll look back in this video, it's a rotary, a rotary dial phone. There's no buttons, there's no cell phones. It was rotary dial. And if you messed up one number, it'd start all over. So you couldn't just back up on your phone. I appreciate you stopping by and visiting with me about this magazine. I have not read this entire magazine. I will, and I'll be pulling out some things to show you in videos in the future. If you enjoyed this walk through the 1960s with me, give me a thumbs up. And also in the comments below, let me know if this sparks memories from when you were a child or an adult. I appreciate you watching my videos. Don't forget to subscribe, and when you do, make that little bell light up, and that way you won't miss any of the videos coming up. Also, share with your friends, because maybe they remember the 1960s and the mid-1960s. And it's just fun. It's just fun. So I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great day.